Why do you think?
Yeah, but that was Nike stepping forward. But I think the league is uncomfortable with it. I think teams are business, afraid of the pushback. But the bottom line is, everybody I just mentioned, to me,
and you
did something worse.
You left out Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson.
He mentioned Mike Tyson. What the heck were you?
As I said, you mentioned Mike Tyson. Here's the thing: if you own a team and you need a backup quarterback, and Kaepernick is available, you know that if you bring him to your team, that is all anybody is ever going to talk about. So they always use the word distraction. You don't want a distraction in sports.
Right.
That's all anybody will talk about.
But here's my last point. They would talk about everybody from Michael Vick to Mike Tyson to Pete Rose. All these guys had broadcast jobs. My point is that, Randy Moss, infamy sells. Infamy sells. So if you do something dishonest or against the law or something that was a heavy controversy, but if you dare or seemingly disrespect the flag, and I don't believe it is a disrespect to the flag personally, but if you seemingly disrespect, they'll never forgive you in America. And by the way, it was within his rights to do that. So I think there's a howling double standard in sports, broadcasting, and everything else with some of these people who actually affected people's lives and hurt people and hurt animals and embarrassed themselves in the public sphere, like Randy Moss. Mike Tyson went to prison for rape, gets a TV series. I mean, unbelievable. So I just think that there's a double standard for somebody like Colin Kaepernick and all these other athletes who are working now in broadcast.
Got it, Roy Firestone. Thank you for your interesting take on all of this. Colin Kaepernick is the guy left out. Thank you, Roy.
Thanks, Roy.
Thank you. No more walking with me, Steve, by the way.
It's too dangerous.
For my own security. Thank you, Roy. Coming up, we're going to take a quick break. President Trump made a big reversal that people are still talking about right after this.
KBC has dependable traffic when you need it the most. West 10 Santa Monica and around Arlington still have the lanes blocked, 2 right blocked, and that backing up to Central, eastbound all the way into Santa Monica to 20th Street. 210 west at Lake. Stall in the carpool lanes got you jammed from Rosemead. Foothill to the north is an option as an alternative. Northbound 101 right at the 170, 134. You got a crash here, and the right lane is blocked, already backing up the Hollywood to Melrose. Eastbound 91 Weir Canyon. Big Regan Lane's busy from Imperial Highway. And northbound 5 at Catella. Stall Center Lane already backing up to Culver in Orange County. I'm Rhonda Kramer, Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Dr. Peter Fields is both an MD and a chiropractor and is an expert in regenerative orthopedics. It's a pleasure to welcome him to KABC.
Thanks, Doug.
Is stem cell therapy a non-surgical alternative to joint replacement?
Absolutely. Stem cell therapy helps people avoid total joint replacements and the complications that are associated with it. At OrthoRegen, we use the gold standard for stem cell therapy. We take stem cells from your bone marrow and fat, as well as platelets from your blood, to help grow new cartilage in your knee, hip, or shoulder. We also treat the outside of your joint so the entire joint is repaired and can function well again. In addition, stem cells can repair backs and necks. If you have been told that you have bone on bone, no more cartilage, or need your joint replaced, then stem cell therapy might be for you. Remember, once surgery is done, it can never be undone.
If you want to avoid surgery on your joints or spine, call Dr. Fields at 310-453-1234. That's 310-453-1234. And on the web at drfields.com. That's drfields.com.
Like I'm in charge. Damn it, pet of the day. Oh, did you just catch me? I was having so much fun. I was telling Steve what to do because I never get to do that. And I actually said, Steve, damn it, it's the pet of the day. So damn it, here it is. Okay, it's time for the Subaru pet of the day. Angela. Oh, Stevie. And now we're going to play that music.
You going to cry?
Well, have you seen the face? Look at that. I want that kitty. My husband already hates our cat. I don't think I could have another one.
You can't have her, but tell us about it.
He thinks our cat tortures our dog, so he's very anti-cat.
This is not the way to do pet
Angela
of the day.
is
Do you understand? We want somebody
old.
to love this pet.
4 months old. They call her a female domestic short hair. I think it's just a cute baby face.
I think I called you
kind of
that.
great at me. A female domestic short hair. I tried to let my hair grow longer. Okay, available at SPCA LA at the... What is this? The Pitchford Companion Animal Village? Should have asked you that ahead of time so that I could have read that better. An education center. It's at 7700 East Spring Street in Long Beach. 562-216-2542. Oh, okay, and they wrote dialogue for Angela. I'm Angela. I'm a very smart kitten. I have the most gorgeous, sparkling eyes. Come meet me today. This sounds like a come on from Angela.
You don't
the
have
kitten.
to read everything as part of this.
They put it in front of me. I read it. Angela says we could be friends for life. So for more information, go to spcala.com. And this was brought to you by the 2019 Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever, Steve. I love this kitty cat.
This is good stuff that you're doing, but you didn't do it well. Okay, now.
Poor little sweet Angela. Someone will adopt Angela, even though I screwed that up.
The president changes his mind coming up.
Right now, the Kohler Cimarron Comfort Height Elongated Toilet is at its lowest price at the Home Depot. Just $199. You save $50. At that price, you can raise your expectations, but leave your budget exactly where it is. And the best news of all, it's a Kohler. They never compromise. Why should you? Start with the best. The Kohler Cimarron Comfort Height Toilet, just $199 now at the #1 Kohler retailer, the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through October 28th.
So, the other day, that little voice in my head says, "Hey Marie, you know what? You should have a big old pie sale. Like any whole pie to go, just $8.99. Lemon meringue, banana cream, French apple, doesn't matter. Just $8.99. So, that's what I did. Because when that little voice in your head speaks, that's when you ought to listen. Marie Callender's Pie Sale. Delicious whole pies to go, just $8.99. What's that little voice in your head saying right now?
With Alzheimer's disease, you never know what to expect. California Neuroscience Research is currently enrolling volunteers between 65 and 90 years old for a clinical research study evaluating an investigational drug for agitation associated with Alzheimer's disease. There is no charge to participate in their study, and compensation for time and travel may be available. If you or someone you know is experiencing agitation, irritability, or aggression associated with Alzheimer's disease, call California Neuroscience Research at 818-990-2671. That's 818-990-2671.
If you're retired or retiring soon, there's one financial show you don't want to miss. Money Matters with Ken Moraif. This entertaining and topical radio show arms you with the financial knowledge you can use today. Ken discusses ways to grow and protect your retirement portfolio, estate planning, taxes, Medicare and long-term care planning, and more. Growing and preserving assets for those retired or retiring soon are Ken Moraif's top priorities. Ken has been featured in Wall Street Journal, CNN Money, Forbes, and many others.
Tune in to hear Ken Moraif with Money Matters on Saturday and Sunday 1 to 2 p.m. on 790 KBC.
Talk radio. Talk radio. Talk radio.
790 KABC.
Welcome back. Drive home. Jillian and John, both not here. Steve Edwards here with Dorothy Lucy. Thank you for being with us.
Where the heck are Jillian and John, for God's sakes?
John's on a cruise and Jillian is home.
In bed. Hi, Jill.
I think having honey and tea or something like that. All right. President Trump, much to a lot of people's surprise, after the appearance by Dr. Ford and what she had to say, he was very muted and said some very kind of nice things about her. Everybody was happy the president took this tone. Remember what he said?
And what did you think of Dr. Ford's testimony when you heard that?
I thought her testimony was very compelling, and she looks like a very fine woman to me. Very fine woman.
All right, that was then, and this is now, specifically yesterday in Mississippi.
Last night at the rally.
Trump at the rally, and the tone changed.
I had one beer, right? I had one beer. Well, do you think it was... Nope, it was one beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What neighborhood was it in? I don't know. Where's the house? I don't know. Upstairs, downstairs, where was it? I don't know. But I had one beer. That's the only thing I remember. And a man's life is in tatters. A man's life is shattered.
Well, it's a complete change of tone.
And whether you believe Dr. Ford or not, I mean, I found her to be believable. I think that's different from saying I believe her, but I do believe her.
What is the difference?
I think she seemed very sincere. And I do feel like this happened to her. There does not seem to be any evidence. But I will say, and you and I talked about this a little bit on the air the other day, something happened to me a couple of years ago, 35 years ago. And honestly, nothing happened. But still, I will never forget that. See, I get a little emotional. I was on a first date with a guy, and we were at a pool party. It was during the day. I had no reason to think that I was in a dangerous situation, and he was showing me around the house, and I walked into a room to change into my bathing suit, and he walked in behind me, and he closed and locked the door. And I consider myself lucky that nothing happened, but I don't remember. I mean, I don't think I drank anything. I don't think I had a beer because I had just gotten there. I don't remember where it was. I kind of remember when it was, but I don't really remember any of the details. But I remember exactly what happened in that moment.
So if you had to give testimony about what happened,
I would sound like an idiot because I barely remember the guy's name. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup, but I know what happened.
We'll be back.
Autumn in Southern California. You know what that means? Time to put some pumpkin spice in my kale smoothie. And now, your top 5 reasons to visit Morongo this week. Number 5.
You could win a new Jaguar F-Pace every Sunday this month.
Number 4.
Play slots with your rewards card Saturdays with your chance to win a Mercedes every hour and a $180,000 Mercedes-AMG GTR October 27th.
3.
Grand Smoking Good Times October 14th. Cigars, Scotch tasting food, and Pancho Sanchez Live.
Number 2.
Hell's Kitchen Giveaway. Earn 500 points on your rewards card Monday the 8th and take home a skillet set.
And the number 1 reason to go to Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
The one and only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, telling tales about his career and legacy. Friday, October 5th.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, conveniently located on the I-10, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo, good times.
What would Prop 10 mean for California? It would make housing even more expensive while putting government in control. It could create more than 500 local rent boards, all with the power to regulate single-family homes, add fees to housing, and even dictate what you can charge to rent out your own home. California's nonpartisan analyst says Prop 10 would cost local governments millions, leading to even higher taxes while destroying thousands of jobs. And if this flawed plan gets challenged in court, Prop 10 puts taxpayers on the hook to defend it. Check the facts for yourself at prop10flaws.com and vote no on Prop 10. Paid for by No on Prop 10, a flawed initiative that will make the housing crisis worse. A coalition of housing advocates, renters, large and small businesses, taxpayer groups, and veterans. Committee major funding from Michael K. Haid, including Western National Group and affiliated entities.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. There are many time-wasting distractions in business. I call it noise. Noise prevents you from growing your business. The trick is to determine what's real and what's noise. Here's an example. If a payroll salesperson contacts you, it's noise. I say this because Patriot Software is scaling quickly with our 5-star rated payroll, and we don't have salespeople because our payroll product sells itself. Our payroll is for businesses with up to 100 employees. We handle payroll taxes, offer free setup and support, and our prices are proudly displayed on our website. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Save on Macy's Columbus Day sales specials like half-carat total weight diamond stud earrings, $199. Juniors coats, regularly $69.50 to $89.50, now $50 and under. Men's designer suits and sport coats, 60 to 70% off. KitchenAid Classic Stand Mixer, $199.99, now at Macy's. Savings off sale prices, exclusions apply. Macy's Star Rewards offers benefits no matter how you pay. Sign up for free in-store or at Macys.com/Star Rewards.
My lawn's been worn out by summer, not to mention by my kids.
This year, use Scott's in the fall. Just one more feeding gives your grass the nourishment it needs to recover from the wear and tear of summer, while also building resilient roots to help prevent a weak, thin lawn next spring.
This fall, my kids and my grass are back out to play.
This is a Scott's Yard. Now's the time to feed your lawn. Pick up a bag of Scott's Winter Guard today.
790 KABC.
If the presidential election were tomorrow, who would you vote for? Trump, a Democrat, somebody else? That's coming up.
4K a day. Listen at 6, 9, noon, and 3.
Hear the national keyword and text it to 95819.
For your shot at $1,000.
4K a day. 4K a day. Yes, you can win a water dome. How much? $1,000. Whoa!
4K a day on KABC, Los Angeles, Orange County, a Cumulus station.
KABC News, live and local at 5 o'clock. I'm Jeff Whittle. A van crashed into a tree in Dana Point just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, injuring 9 children inside. 5 children between 9 and 12 years old were listed as trauma patients and were taken to Mission Hospital in Mission Viejo, according to the Orange County Fire Authority. The other 4 children sustained minor injuries and were released to their parents after the adults signed an against medical advice form that suggested the kids should be taken to a hospital for a checkup. The van driver did the same. It's unclear what caused the crash, but photos from the scene showed the white van collided with a tree plus a stack of surfboards lying on the ground that may have been on top of the vehicle. That van also appeared to have been pulling a small trailer, which is overturned right next to that van. The first measurable rain of the season is falling in parts of SoCal this afternoon. Voluntary evacuations have been ordered for the Holy Fire burn area in Lake Elsinore and Temescal Canyon. Corona resident Dwayne Garrett tells NBC4 News that the hillsides around his home could collapse if heavy rain falls.
The topsoil has lost all of its adhesion, so it's not like clay that sticks and holds. It's like silt or sand, and you're talking 1.5 feet of that, this whole mountain, everywhere where you see burn, and that's what's going to come down.
The LA Basin and valleys will get a 1/4 inch of rain or less, while the mountains and foothills are expected to get a 1/2 to 1 inch of rain before that storm moves out of the area tomorrow morning. 1 of 5 law enforcement officers who were shot today after responding to an active shooter situation in Florence, South Carolina, has died of their injuries. Correspondent Clayton Neville reports.
The Florence County Emergency Management Department tweeted that the active shooting situation is over. Local law enforcement officials say 3 Florence County sheriff's deputies and 2 city officers were shot. No word yet on their conditions.
Also, a police pursuit involving a stolen car has just ended in a crash in Santa Ana, and there was another police pursuit earlier this afternoon that ended along the 10 freeway in Arlington Heights around Arlington Avenue, and at last report, authorities were still looking for that suspect. Half of this year's Nobel Prize in Chemistry went today to Caltech scientist and engineer Frances H. Arnold, who is only the 5th woman ever to win the prize. In announcing the award in Stockholm, Sweden, the Royal Swedish Academy said this year's prize awards a revolution based on evolution and goes to scientists who applied the principles of Darwin in the test tube. Talk Radio 790, KABC Sports. Yankees just about to get underway against the A's tonight in the AL wildcard game in the Bronx. Winner faces the Red Sox in one ALDS. Astros play the Indians in the other American League Divisional Series. Dodgers will host the Braves Game 1 of their National League Divisional Series tomorrow at 5:37 p.m. First pitch, Chavez Ravine. Brewers battle the Rockies in the other NLDS. And that's sports on 790 KABC. KABC News Time is 5:03 with dependable traffic when you need it the most.
If you're on the westbound side of the 10, right around Arlington, the 2 right lanes remain blocked, and that's all due to a crash. Backing up to Central, eastbound all the way back to about 20th Street. Eastbound side of the 210 at Lake had a stalled vehicle in lanes. Well, that's now heavy from Santa Anita. Eastbound is affected coming away from Mountain. Northbound 101 right at the 170-134 split. An accident's got the right lane taken away. Backup is to Melrose Normandy. South 101 at Barham, another crash with the right lane blocked, already busy from Lancashire. Westbound side of the eastbound side of 91, rather, right around Weir Canyon, got that big rig in lanes, busy from Imperial. And East 10 at the 405, brand new accident here as well. That's going to be blocking your left lane. I'm Roger Kramer, Talk Radio 790 KABC.
KABC SoCal weather, 70% chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms this evening. Lows will be in the mid-50s to the mid-60s overnight. 20% chance of showers tomorrow morning, then partly cloudy with highs in the upper 60s to the mid-70s tomorrow. And right now, 74 in Van Nuys, 72 in Huntington Beach, 72 in Downey. And you hear a lot about polls. The only poll that counts is on Tuesday, November 6th, Election Day. Be sure to be heard and vote. I'm Jeff Whittle, KABC News.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's and save 5% on eligible purchases every day made with a Lowe's Business Credit Account. That's 5% savings in-store and online. Subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
KABC News, sponsored by Lowe's.
Jillian Barbary and John Phillips make great passengers on your drive home. But keep in mind you're still riding solo in the carpool.
Ah, damn it.
It's the Drive Home with Jillian Barbary and John Phillips.
5:05. Hello, everybody. It's the Drive Home with John Phillips and with Jillian Barbary and with neither of them.
It's you and me, Steve.
They're not here. They're not here.
They left the building.
John's on his cruise, and Jill has lost her voice.
Not her mind, her voice.
She lost her mind years ago. She lost her
Well, that was
voice
your
yesterday. So I'm Steve Edwards, along with Dorothy Lucy. We are here until 6 o'clock, and we have a lot going on this hour. Let's set this up first, and then we're going to go to the belly of the beast in Washington to find out everything that's going on at this moment, because things are changing, and we're going to talk about the Supreme Court as well. But I pose this question. We live in Trump world, whether you like it or not. Donald Trump is, what did I say earlier? The most famous.
You said soon we're all going to have to be orange.
No, I didn't say that.
I said that.
Perhaps the most famous person in history.
Which is what he wanted.
Yeah, it's what he wanted.
He got his wish.
There may have been other people in history, but they didn't have the internet. They didn't have cable TV. They didn't have talk radio. My question to you, since Trump is involved in every issue, and certainly the Kavanaugh issue right now, if the election were to be held tomorrow, would you vote for Donald Trump? If the election were held tomorrow, would you vote for him no matter who the Democrats put up? Would it change depending on who the Democrats put up? Or you wouldn't vote for him no matter what? All those possibilities are there. It's not a poll. We just want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I think if you love him, you love him. If you hate him, you hate him. And some Republicans hope that another Republican will run against him, even though that may not
or
pan out.
A third party person.
Yeah, but
who
third
could
party,
hurt.
party. This is why we have Trump, because of the third party.
Right, but a third party can always hurt a major party. All right, so but let's put this on you right now.
On me?
No, on the audience.
All right,
people
thank
listening,
you.
People in your car. If you're in your car, be careful if you're calling. If you're at home, give us a call. The number is 1-800-222-KABC. 1-800-222-5222. 1-800-222-5222. Start making your calls now. Would you vote for Trump if there were an election tomorrow? But before we get to your calls, we're going to go to Washington and get involved in everything going on. And Dorothy, I'm going to give you the pleasure of introducing the person we're talking to.
Oh,
right
wait
now.
a minute. Is this, let's just play a little game here. Is this someone I used to work with in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton,
Yes,
Pennsylvania,
it is.
before the beginning of time?
Absolutely.
Was there actually television then?
Yes, I'm a lot older looking, but Dorothy, you still look as lovely as ever.
Well, you know, you have 10 or 12 facelifts. You look okay. Bob Costantini, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Dorothy. And by the way, Steve said you were going to the belly of the beast, and I wanted to just let everybody know I'm working on it. Okay, I'm trying to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much. Bob Costantini, who's covering everything that's going on. First of all, where are you right now?
I'm in my house.
I mean, where? Give us a...
That is the belly of the beast.
Yeah. Dorothy's going to want to make little jokes, but I want to get some information, okay? Yeah, don't stick your tongue out at me, Dorothy.
I stuck my tongue out at him.
All right, Dorothy.
What in Washington right now? Give us what's going on, okay?
Well, what the latest word on all of this Kavanaugh stuff, by the way, is that the Senate will be getting the report tomorrow morning from the FBI, this new background check into Brett Kavanaugh and Christine Blasey Ford's accusations. Perhaps they're going to look into some of the other accusations that we've heard against Kavanaugh. It's not going to be made public, but it probably will leak out there relatively soon, some of the findings from this, depending on your point of view, especially. But both parties will get to look at it. All senators will be able to look at it if they want. And some of the experts are saying, interestingly enough, Stephen Dorothy, that this is going to be a relatively short report, that this could be 15, 20 pages, something that could be digested soon to the point where we may very well have a Senate floor vote on Brett Kavanaugh come Friday at some point in the Senate. If not Friday, maybe even Saturday. That's the possibility.
Do you anticipate, if it's a very short report, that Democrats are not going to be happy with it and they'll try to do something with it?
Mm-hmm. Sure. And I'm chuckling because I expect the Democrats will be unhappy with it.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Probably in a lot of ways, no matter what, at this particular moment. That's what the Republicans, of course, are accusing them of just not being satisfied with anything that happens. The reason we got this delayed, though, was actually because of Republican Senator Jeff Flake in particular, who decided that he would vote to send Kavanaugh out of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Jeff Flake said that was okay with him, with a favorable recommendation to the Senate floor, but he wouldn't vote for Kavanaugh on the Senate floor until there was an FBI investigation into this Christine Blasey Ford accusation, at least. And ever since then, of course, we've heard more and more, or a couple of other accusers have come forward. We're hearing more and more about Brett Kavanaugh's behavior in high school and in college, and some serious drinking that apparently went on there. But is that something that would disqualify him for the Supreme Court?
Clarification, though, the FBI did not talk to the two major people here?
No, we know they talked to Tim Squee and they talked to Mark Judge.
Squee. Yes.
I can't believe we're calling an adult Squee, but whatever.
As of last night, Dorothy and Steve, the FBI had not spoken with Ford, at least. We hadn't heard from Brett Kavanaugh's camp necessarily, but many of the senators, at least the GOP senators, seem to be shrugging that off and saying, well, Christine Ford had a lot of time in front of the microphones last Thursday, as did Judge Kavanaugh. The FBI at least, is perhaps looking for any kind of corroborating information either for or against Kavanaugh. And that's probably why they may not, FBI agents may not have interviewed the two principals
Bob,
in this case.
Yeah, Bob, do we know how many people were interviewed?
We don't know. I don't know, truthfully. It's been coming out in dribs and drabs of this person has been interviewed and that person's been interviewed. But the FBI does have the ability, I mean, they have offices all over the country to send an agent to go interview someone with a set of questions, if that person is involved in this. So I don't see that as being a major issue. The FBI would, I suspect, go wherever the information might lead and try to find people, at least, who may have been a witness in one way or another for this alleged incident that, of course, we have to say may or may not have really occurred. But the FBI does have that ability, and that's why the FBI certainly didn't balk at the notion that they could do this secondary kind of background check on Kavanaugh within a week's time.
But, we're all talking about the drinking now, and it doesn't seem like the FBI is looking at past behavior that involves alcohol.
Well, that's up to the listener, the senator, the American people, whatever you want to say, to take that leap and figure, well, if you were heavily into drinking, were you also into other things? Obviously, the Democrats would like the senators and the American public in particular to say, well, if you were drunk a lot and you engage in that kind of behavior, then it might be a logical progression to the idea that you would misbehave in some way when you are under the influence of alcohol, to the point of what she has alleged, Christine Ford has alleged, is a sexual assault. That's something I think the average listener is going to have to try to figure out whether they can make that leap or not. We all remember how we were in high school. Drinking beer was not out of the question for most of us at that stage in our lives.
I think you're getting a call there. Yeah, Bob Constantini, thank you so much. We are waiting to see what we're going to hear.
Thanks,
if there's
Bob.
a leak, who does the leak? Bob, thanks a lot. And Dorothy thanks you from the bottom of her heart.
Thanks, Bob. We are now here.
Yes.
Get that phone call.
Get that call. It's important. It's breaking news. Breaking news right
Speaking
there.
of breaking news, we are now hearing that Kavanaugh's college roommate is saying that Kavanaugh lied. The roommate is saying this about drinking.
Right. The roommate
and the yearbook.
had made a
saying he lied
statement,
about
but
that under
now
oath.
he's going public
Yeah.
with it. He's going on the media.
And he's accusing Kavanaugh of lying.
We're going to go to these calls right now. The question we're asking you, if the election were held tomorrow, would you be voting for Trump or somebody else? Our number is 1-800-222-KABC or 1-800-222-5222. Tell us what you think. One other thought before we go to the first call. The Supreme Court started meeting this session, and it's 4-4. It's 4-4.
It was 4-4 for a long time.
But it's a different 4-4.
Yeah.
The 4-4 before involved Anthony Kennedy, who
The
could
4-4 before?
who could go either way.
Right,
in
he
these
was a
things.
swing vote.
There is no swing vote. It's 4-4. It's deadlocked. So pretty much everything that comes before the Supreme Court will revert back to the lower court decision. So in other words, nothing is going to be going on. There are no big cases coming up right now, by the way. Abortion and gay marriage and all that will not come before the court right now. All right, ready for some calls?
Yeah.
All right, would you vote for Trump or somebody else if the election were held tomorrow? We go to Los Angeles. We go to Phil. Phil, welcome to KBC.
Hey, Steve, Dorothy, how you doing?
We're good, thank you.
Yes, I would not vote for Trump if he ran against, well, anybody but Hillary. I would not vote for him. Mainly, he's not presidential. There's no class. It seems to be everything is on impulse. He pretty much bragged about sexually assaulting women, and you feel like at any moment's notice he's going to just push a button and set everything off into a war.
Did you vote for him before?
No, I never voted for him.
Okay.
Yeah, but can I say something? One more thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I definitely we all missed you guys on TV.
Oh, thank you.
And we're with my colleagues in the back there wondering, is Dorothy still not wearing socks and all that?
Not wearing socks.
Are you not wearing socks?
I do have a short skirt on.
Oh, you think it's that? All right, thank you so
Some
much.
things don't change.
We go right now to El Monte, and in El Monte, who's standing by? But Ellen, welcome to KBC.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Would you vote for Donald Trump if there's an election tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why?
Because, first of all, I'm not a Democrat anymore. And I chose not to become a Republican just because of the craziness that's going on with both parties. So I claim to be independent. And the way this country was going before was horrible. I am a small business owner, and what especially the state of California is doing to small businesses and the middle class. The middle class is disappearing, and I really believe it's because of all of the Democratic things that the Democrats have been putting through for the past 8 years.
All the regulations, you're saying.
And beyond. Overtaxation. It's insane what they expect the taxpayer to take care of with constantly increasing restrictions.
And, you know,
and I feel like Donald Trump understands that, which is why you see the financials. Now, granted, the financials is not everything as far as if a country is doing well or not. But when the country is not doing well financially, you're not going to get it to do well in any other respect. So,
Sorry, there was a vote for President Trump. And I think hit the button too soon, and I apologize
Did you hang up on her? You know, I understand that when people are voting with their pocketbooks, small business people think there were a lot of regulations before. I understand that.
Yes.
But I still want to know, what do you think of him as a person? Do you feel he's presidential? Are you sometimes embarrassed by the things he tweets and says?
Well,
but you hung up on her, so what the heck?
I didn't actually hang up on her, but
you didn't mean to.
Okay, Maurice Pasadena, welcome to KBC. Maurice, go ahead.
Hi, how are you guys?
Okay.
Hey.
So I am a Canadian and have followed what's been going on forever, and the truth of the matter is all of my relatives are going, what in the world is going on down there in the United States? You guys, I can't believe that the American public have voted for and put into office a buffoon, someone who has over day in, day out proven to himself and everyone else that has followed him how much of an idiot he is. The Republican Party are beside themselves. The White House is in turmoil.
So just because your Canadian relatives have a cute guy running the nation, they're looking down on you being in America?
No, I've been here for 35 years. I'm, as far as I'm concerned, I'm an American. But if someone were to ask me, would you possibly vote for someone like him, regardless of the party? Just look at the individual and say to yourself, is this guy fit for office?
Yeah, but there are a lot of people who feel that, yes, he's a character. You wish he had a different demeanor and expressed himself differently.
Character is putting it nicely.
But he's bringing home the bacon for them and for what their needs are. Thank you very much for calling. We go to Compton. LaShawn is on the line. Hello, LaShawn.
Hi, how are you?
We're pretty good. What's up?
I would vote for Jeff Flake at this exact moment. I think he's principled, and that, Trump is just all about him. He needs to be president to everyone, and I don't see him doing that right now.
You know, I don't think anybody really knew who Jeff Flake was till a week ago.
No, I don't
and
think
now,
so either.
I don't know if he could win his home state, but he's quite popular every place else.
Well, do you think he's basically put his seriousness into the ring, thrown his hat into the ring?
And, he said that he was thinking about running for president. Mm-hmm. But I think, he stood up in the lion's den. He admitted he wouldn't have if he was running for re-election back home. But, I think he looks like a statesman.
LaShawn, thank you. More calls coming up at 790 KABC, 1-800-222-5222.
And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo Casino Resort and Spa this week. Number 5. Wait, what do you mean I can't smoke my cigar in here? Okay then, I'm only going to do one reason to go to Morongo, and that's the grand smoking good times that's happening Sunday, October 14th. You'll get 3 great cigars, a Monte Cristo Robusto, a Romeo y Julieta Real Robusto, and an aging room F55 Concierto. You'll also have a tasting of 3 premium scotches, an amazing food spread, and some smoking raffle prizes. Be one of the first 300 people and get a limited edition gift bag. All this plus a live concert performance by Latin jazz great Pancho Sanchez. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or the Morongo box office. Heck, make a night of it. Check out our great room specials at MorongoCasinoResort.com. Grand smoking good times Sunday, October 14th, only at Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times.
What if every time you went out, you could cash in? Now with the Capital One Saver Card, you earn 4% cash back on dining and entertainment. Like learning more about each other on your first date. You play the oboe. Or discovering they can't hit the high notes at your favorite karaoke bar. Oh, yeah! No matter your reason for going out, now you have 4 more. Introducing the new Saver Card from Capital One. Earn 4% on dining and 4% on entertainment. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One Bank, USA, N.A.
Get to Macy's Columbus Day sale and save 20 to 65% with our lowest prices of the season on select furniture, mattress sets, and rugs. Like the Maya leather sofa, lowest price $799. Tribeca queen bed, lowest price $289. Macy Bed by Serta Basics Queen 2-piece set, lowest price $247. Get our lowest prices of the season now through October 8th at Macy's. Savings off sale prices, exclusions apply. Sale ends October 8th.
The KABC Subaru Live Stage is brought to you by the all-new 3-row 2019 Subaru Ascent. The Ascent is the biggest SUV Subaru's ever made, with room for up to 8. Choice of second-row captain's chairs or bench seating, plus standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. The Ascent even has 19 cup and bottle holders. Subaru covered everything with their all-new 2019 Subaru Ascent. Visit your local retailer or Subaru.com to learn more. The all-new 3-row 2019 Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever.
KABC has dependable traffic when you need it the most. Sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Westbound side of the 210 at Lake, that's a stall in lanes. Backup just beyond Myrtle and eastbound affected from Mountain to the Rose Bowl. 101 freeway north right at the 170-134 split. You got an accident just cleared. Trying to recover from Melrose and East 134 at the 2. Working with an accident here in the carpool lane. Eastbound 10 at the 110 downtown LA. You got a stall, and that's in the second lane from the left. Already backed up into Santa Monica to 20th Street. South 710 Atlantic Bandini. Stall in the right lane, jam from Floral to Florence. And South 71 at the 91. Stall just cleared, but still backed up all the way to Pine. Rocket Mortgage is simple, so you can understand the details and be sure you're getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Visit rocketmortgage.com today. Licensed in all 50 states, equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030. I'm Rhonda Kramer, Talk Radio 790 KABC.
The Nazis are in the midst of purging American history.
We need to wake people up fast.
The Amazon Prime Video series returns.
The fascists can be beaten. We can end it. I know we can.
Watch The Man in the High Castle now. New season October 5th on Amazon Prime Video.
Staples knows that in business, everything is urgent. You can't put off until tomorrow what you need to do now. You don't need to print sometimes. You have to be able to print at any time. Which is why at Staples, your ink and toner is always in stock and always priced low. And during Staples printing event, our prices are even lower. Right now at Staples, get $25 off any 2 HP toner cartridges, which is good because right now is when you need it, if not sooner.
Ends 10/6/18. Restrictions may apply. See store associate or staples.com/toner savings for details.
We are News. Talk. Evolve.
I love it. It's the best station ever.
790 KABC.
527. Say drive home with John Phillips and Jillian Barbary, except they're not here. It's Steve Edwards and Dorothy Lucy taking your calls right now. If the presidential election were held tomorrow, would you vote for Trump or somebody else? 1-800-222-KABC. Mark, Los Angeles, hello.
Hey, guys. How are things going?
Good, thank you. What's up?
Hey, I wanted to just chime in here. I don't usually call in on shows, but I would vote for Trump tomorrow if the election were held. And the reason for it is, I got to dial it down. I mean, there's some big issues here on the table all the time, and it's craziness. This news cycle changes so quickly now. But at the end of the day, I don't only care. I care mostly about how politics affect my job, my day-to-day, my income, things like that. And I grew up in California. I'm 56 years old. I grew up in Orange County. And over the last, 2 decades, I've seen this state become more and more taxed. The prices of everything are going up. And I think what I like about Trump is that he punches back and he doesn't take crap from people. And I don't agree with him on everything. I think that the tariff thing he was doing was bad. But now you got Canada and Mexico that are caving. So, North Korea, who knows what that guy's up to. But he's punching back on a world stage. He's being strong or trying to be. Yeah, he's a moron in a lot of ways. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff, but I think he's showing a strength that we haven't had, and it's also affecting my work. My business is really doing well for the first time in about a decade.
I have to say, you sound like such a smart guy, and I completely understand voting your pocketbook. But you say Trump's a moron, but I'd vote for him.
Because he's getting it done.
Yeah. Well, let me change that word. I'm not going to say moron. I don't think he's a pillar of morality, and I don't think anyone that supports him believes that to be true. But at this point, things were going so south. You know, I was a Bush supporter, and then I voted for Obama twice. I kind of vote for who I feel is the best person for the job rather than along party lines. And at this point, I would vote for a moderate Democrat if they could field a candidate that wasn't, you know, out there pushing the socialist, which we all know is not going to work. That's polling very strongly with young people. But, I mean, as far as, you know, capitalism really is the best thing that's happened to the modern world. And I think that socialism is a bad way to go, and I think that the moderate Democrats are pushing far left because that's what they seem to want.
All right,
you know,
Mark.
I like Schumer. I don't know what, you know, I just vote for the best person, really.
Well said. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mark. Joe Tarzana, welcome to KBC.
Hello. I admit I held my nose, literally, when I voted for Trump. I'd vote for him again in a second for, like, a dozen reasons. He got us out of that awful Iran deal that was going to guarantee that they had a nuclear weapon in 10 years. And now there's enough pressure on Iran that their economy's falling apart. There's real hope that that's not going to happen. He took the really difficult situation with Korea and made it hopeful. He hasn't succeeded yet, but has turned it around. He's changed the economy. We were told the economy was only going to grow 2.5%. Expect that, and he got it going. In fact, got it going so well that he could take the tariff chance of putting in the tariffs, slowing it down with tariffs and doubt, and he's slowly winning that.
Okay, Joe, without going through, because you've made your statement very clearly, do you still hold your nose?
I'm sorry, Steve, you're breaking up on me.
Do you still hold your nose?
You know, I don't like what he said on Tuesday. No, I don't like the way he said it on Tuesday. I don't like a president doing stuff like that. Except most of everything he said was true.
Okay, on that note,
she has nothing to back up what she doesn't have cooperation.
Okay. I'm sorry for
believe her in spite of that nobody agrees with her.
I'm sorry for rushing you because we got to hit a break right here. But thank you very much for calling. We'll be back with more calls. If the election were held tomorrow, would you vote for Trump? 1-800-222-5222.
KABC News, live and local at 5:32. I'm Jeff Whittle. A woman and her boyfriend pleaded not guilty today to torturing and murdering her 10-year-old son in Lancaster.
Heather Barron and Kareem Leyva are charged with killing Anthony Avalos, torturing him in the days leading up to his death back in June. The murder charge includes a newly added special circumstance allegation of torture, which opens both up to a possible death sentence. Prosecutors will decide later whether or not to seek the death penalty. James Rojas, NBC News Radio.
Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti is trying to get Angelenos to reject Proposition 6, which would repeal last year's increase in the state's gas tax.
This was bipartisan. We had Republicans who voted yes on this. This isn't just a Democratic issue. This is about one thing. This is about voter turnout in a gubernatorial election, trying to stir passions to get people to vote on other things. And I got a lot of opinions about those other things, but we're not talking about those here today.
And he says $2 billion of projects slated for the city of L.A. and another $10 billion in county projects are threatened by the measure. But Carlo DeMaio, with yes on Prop 6 and Reform California, says they have an alternative plan to pay for improving the state's infrastructure without raising taxes. One of 5 law enforcement officers who were shot today after responding to an active shooter situation in Florence, South Carolina, has died of their injuries. The other 4 officers remain hospitalized in unknown condition. The suspect has been taken into custody. Talk Radio 790 KABC Sports. New York Yankees hosting Oakland tonight in the American League wildcard game. Winner faces Boston in the first round of the playoffs. Houston will take on Cleveland in the other ALDS. Dodgers host Atlanta in their National League Divisional Series opener